Hi and welcome. I'm going to be going over the CompTIA Network+Lab series network concepts for Lab 5 TCP IP protocols and other key protocols. This is going to be a walkthrough on the lab itself. So as you notice, I already have the Net+Lab screen open, as well as a copy of the content in a PDF form over to my right so that you can see where we're at in each section. I have already logged into the internal 1, internal 2, which will be our Windows boxes that we will be using in this lab. And I have logged into Backtrack 5 internal, which is a Linux box that we will be utilizing. Now you can see the copy of this content in the Content tab as well, where it's provided to you. And you can look over the topology as well. The topology on this screen is interactive, so if you were to select one of the boxes, let's say the Windows 2K8R2, it would actually open up that tab for the W2K8R2 Windows box. But back over at the content, there are a few objectives that we will be reviewing in this lab. And the first objective is identifying common TCP and UDP default ports. Next, we will explain the function of common networking protocols. Then we will summarize DNS concepts and its components. And then we will explain the purpose and properties of DHCP. Lastly, given a scenario, we will use appropriate software tools to troubleshoot connectivity issues. Now, if we scroll down to page 3, there's also a listing of the tasks that will be provided in this lab. The first one is to create and test a DHCP scope, then a DHCP reservation, and a DNS record. Right underneath that is the objective using key network services and their protocols. And below that are the key terms that we will be utilizing in this lab. I do suggest you get familiar with these key terms before starting the lab, as these key terms will be used in the document. Now on page 5 is another picture of the topology. And on page 6, here are the lab settings where it lists the various virtual machines that we will be using, their IP addresses, and their passwords to log in. Now let us begin.